Okay, I think we are already on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I'm Fernanda and I will guide the conversation today. Today, the topic is job. So we have some questions about it. But before we start, I will just explain a little bit about the platform, how it works. Here at Talk and Talk, we are a platform where you can practice different languages as English, Spanish, French, Italian, and Chinese. I'm here not as a teacher, I'm here just to guide the conversation. So before we start, we normally do a personal presentation. I will start with my presentation, and after I choose Grego for do yours. So I will start with my presentation. I'm Fernanda. I live in São Paulo. I work as a Spanish teacher and I guide some conversations here for French too. And I have a conversation for English too. And in my free time, I like to stay with my family, watch TV shows, I also read. And I think that's it about me in general. And what about you, Grego? Could you please talk more about you?
Yeah, I am Adriano, but I prefer called by Grego. I am
Okay.
25 years old. I live in Rio de Janeiro. I'm studying front-end development, improving my English to find a job abroad. And in my free time, I enjoy practicing yoga, going to the gym, and study language.
Oh, great. And how long you participate here in the conversations?
I've been here in Talk and Talk since July, I guess. So it's about will be 3 months this month.
Oh, great. And you think you are improving your English?
Yeah, it's I can see the improvement and I can see the results. My English speakers friends say that my English is getting better and better, and I'm proud of that. And
Oh,
what about you?
great.
How long have you been here?
Oh, I'm here, I think already 2 years. I started participating in 2022, but I started participating in the French immersions. I met the platform by indication of a friend. And at that time, the French immersions were for free. And after this promotion ended, I started to be like a really student here. Started to pay the platform, and after that, I started to participate in English too and the others languages too. For English and Spanish too, I started to participate. So I think it's really good for improving the languages in general. So it's really good. I like a lot
Yeah,
participating.
yeah.
So, go on. Sorry.
No, just I was just agreeing with you.
Okay, great, great. So I will start with the questions. As I mentioned, we are going to talk about job. I will go here with the first one. The questions are just to guide us. Sometimes I can do other questions as I something that I want to know that is not here in the question. So that's it. Here the first one. Are you satisfied with your current job? In my case, yes. Nowadays, yes. Uh, but in the past, I worked in different areas. Like my graduation is in business administration. So I already worked in the administrative area, also finance. So Nowadays, I feel really glad working just with the classes is what I like to do. So, and what about you, Clayton?
Well, I'm employed, but in the past, I had several jobs. I was developer in my previous job, and I'm still trying to find a job in being a developer. And also, I worked as a customer support, and I worked in call centers. Back then, I wasn't satisfied, and it's so stressful. And deal with Brazilian customers is really complicated, and there are some people that just like to call to complain about something. And sometimes I feel that people just want to call there and scream, yell at someone because I don't know, maybe there is a big frustration and they want to, I don't know, show how frustrated they are. And at some point it's really stressful because I tend to do not take it personal, but sometimes it's really complicated even when you are having such a bad day and people are yelling at you. It's really complicated.
Sometimes people just think, oh, I will scream with another one to feel more calm. I don't know. But the people doesn't have anything to do with your problems. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's a
Um, let me see just if I understood. Now you are searching for a job in the technology area, is this?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not looking just for a job in technology area. I'm also looking for a job. I'm looking for a job abroad, so I'm been trying to
Ah.
improve my English to work with uh, everything, but that pays me in dollar because I want to be a dollar boy right now, since the real is not that very valuable. So I want to be a dollar or euro money or euro guy.
Oh, great. It's a good idea. And in this area, technology area, have a lot of opportunities to work abroad. It's really good. And you are already practicing English to be prepared also for the interview. So it's really good. Um, and you have any country that you prefer, like going or no?
Well, I would like to live in Europe, specifically in Spain. Spain is my dream country. Everyone there, I went to Spain last year and it was amazing. I went to Madrid. I didn't have too much time to explore the city, but I love it. The atmosphere, I love the environment, I love the people as well. So Spain could be my dream country, but I'm willing to be here and work remote, because to me it's the best deal. I love Brazil. Brazil is amazing, and when you have money enough to enjoy Brazil, it's even better. I live in Rio de Janeiro, which is very expensive city, and sometimes take too long to go to the beach. I would like to live in close to the beach, like just 20 minutes from the beach.
Mhm. Yes, it's a good thing if you like Brazil and want to live here, receiving more money is better. Because I asked about the country because sometimes the person doesn't like Brazil, want to live abroad. That's why I asked it.
And you,
Um,
as a Spanish teacher, would like to live abroad?
I do. I have the same thing with Brazil. I really like to live here. We have a lot of problems, but I'm so used to live here. The food is really good. Also, we have here in São Paulo. We have a lot of places to go. I really want to do like a I don't remember internship, intercambio. Is that? I don't know.
Exchange
Exchange,
the
thank
word.
you. Exchange, like for a country that speaks Spanish. It can be even a country near here as Argentina or Peru. It was the two I was searching because it's cheaper, but I want just to have experience for studying. I think living, I'm not prepared because I don't know how it would be being far from the family. I think it's really complicated. I don't know if I will be able to do that. But in exchange is a thing that I really want to do for some months.
That's amazing. I went for exchange last year. I went to England. I went there and stayed for 2 months, and which was amazing, which was the best 2 months of that year. Then I decided to go to Portugal and immigrate, and I stayed there for 1 year. And I said to my friends, guys, I can't handle it. I'm going back to my country because there is no way I will stay here. And then I decided to come back, and I come back to Brazil in the end of the May of this year, and it was the best thing that I ever did.
Oh, but in with some specific situation, or is too expensive there? I don't know. Maybe.
There are a lot of problems. The range prices is the
Mm.
principal problem. So we can't afford to have our own space. So we need to share house. Nobody people there rent rooms. And also, I was missing my family, and I wasn't happy there. I enjoyed the time that I was there because it was really great to improve my English. I could talk with a lot of different people, knowing a lot of different nationalities as well, different culture. And I went to some countries that I never thought about that would be able to go. But then I realized that my home country is still being my home. I didn't feel that it was my home, so I decided to come back.
Oh, I understood. I think it's really important, like feeling that's your home, feeling used to these countries. If you didn't feel that, I think it was a good decision to come back. I understand. Well, I think I'll go here for the next one. Um, could you read the second question and answer?
Yep. Do you think work-life balance is achievable in your current role? Well, I could say yes, but working in IT is really stressful, and sometimes the environment makes all the difference. And I could say we have a lot of benefits like working remote and flexible schedule and well paid job as well. So I can say yes, it's achievable, but it takes time. And what about yours as a teacher, Spanish teacher?
Sometimes it's a little bit difficult having a balance because, for example, nowadays I have students the 3 periods of the day, like actually more in the morning and at night, but sometimes it's difficult having a good balance because I have a lot of things to do sometimes for the students, the classes, and prepare the materials. But I'm trying to take some days more free. For example, Friday, I just until now I just give the classes in the morning, and the rest of the day I use to prepare materials or do something that I need in the streets. I don't know, something that I need to take care of. And the weekends also I don't have students, And I think this way is good. Having like part of the Friday more free and the weekend too. Because sometimes I need to do something out of my house, and I have these 3 days to do that. So I think nowadays I'm doing well. In the future, maybe I can have some students on Friday, but I think just in the period of the afternoon. I don't think at night. I want the nights free on Friday, please.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it is important to have Friday night free because sometimes happens things and people like to go out on Friday night, even Saturday night. So I like the idea of having Friday night free. It's interesting.
yes, yes. I agree with you. And sometimes it's difficult for the students have, oh, I have classes. I'm so tired. I don't know. It's complicated with the motivation. Don't know. I will go for one more here. How important is salary to your overall job satisfaction? Um, I think the salary is important because you need to have money for your bills and also for going out, have a free time. If you go to a restaurant, if you go to the mall, you will spend money. So it's really important to have a salary that's enough for your expenses. I think is because if you work a lot and don't receive enough, you start to not feel motivation for your job, even if it's a thing that you really like to do. So I think it's complicated if you don't receive enough for your work. And what do you think about this question?
Well, I do agree with you. We don't want to be in a stressful environment and without being paid well. Uh, Honestly, our salaries really matter because it's like says our way of life, the way we're gonna live, for example, the hobbies we're gonna get, the expenses that we can afford as well. Salary is important, and but I could say the whole package is even important. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Sometimes you have more benefits than salary, and it's really even good. For example, if you get health insurance, a good health insurance, dental insurance as well, a good meal voucher as well. So sometimes salary is not the most, but if I'm going to get a job, I will look at the salary first. Then I will look at the benefits and compare both. If you see it's um it's something that attracts me, you know.
Yeah, I think we need to just have a salary that's enough for the things we are doing, not to receive so less than we deserve. I think. Mm. And you think and about your previous jobs, you think you had a good salary, like it was fair, or no? You think you should have received more money?
I guess so. I guess the money that I received was fair enough, and also I was working. 6 hours per day, so the schedule was pretty amazing to me, and the job it was paying enough for that schedule, and I could afford my expenses, I could afford my way of living, and I was happy with that job. So to me, it was great. I know about yours.
Yes, I think just for the estágios, I forgot the word that I did when I was in the beginning of the university. I think I should receive more, but um, it's okay. It's okay because I worked last time. Like I worked 6 hours per day. So it's like fair. I receive less than a person that works 2 hours more every day. So I think it was fair, because normally the interns receive less money. So it's something that is really complicated. Find a company that pays a lot for a intern. It's more difficult. So it was fair, I think. Um, well, I will go here for one more question. Um, what do you think is more important, job satisfaction, um, or a high salary? Nowadays, I think job satisfaction, because in the when last year I did my career transition. As I mentioned, I used to work in the financial area. Um, and when I started my transition, I started to receive a little bit less than I used to, because it was a job that uh, made me feel more satisfaction than the job I used to do before. Um, at some point, I was conciliating both, but I decided to focus only in the classes. So at the beginning, it was more for the job satisfaction than the salary. Uh, and I still think it's more important we feel satisfied for the job that you work, because it's something that you spend a lot of time there doing your job. So I think it's more important to have satisfaction. And what about you?
I agree with you. Job satisfaction is one thing that I can't, how I say that, I can't live without it. For example, I don't see myself working a job that I don't like, just because I high salary, because it will be very stressful. And I had a burnout in the past, so I don't want to have this kind of thing again. So I'd rather have um, I don't know how to say, a regular life with less money, than to have a well paid, high salary, well paid job that just mess my mental health. You know.
Yeah, I agree with you, because when we don't have a good mental health, it affects our life after the job. Like when we are not working, we don't feel well. So we feel bad almost all the time. It doesn't worth it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I guess I
So,
can.
oh, go
I can go
on.
to number five and read an answer.
Hmm. Yes.
What would your ideal job look like? My ideal job look like a job that I can pay my expenses, and I have a simple way of living. I don't have too much expenses, and I would like a job that I can do remote, so flexible schedule as well. And I want to live abroad, explore the South America. as you mentioned, you're a Spanish teacher. I want to learn Spanish. I've been improving my Spanish, but I guess living in a country that speaks Spanish is the best way to improve your Spanish in level um, more faster, you know. So, and I also want to visit the Spanish country, Spanish speakers countries like Colombia and Chile. I want to visit Peru as well. So, yeah, my ideal job looks like a job that I can work remote, at least pay me enough to do my things, and if it is possible, a flexible schedule. And what about yours?
I think it's similar. Now, a job that I can do at home or everywhere, like a remote work. I also have the possibility of traveling without being the period of July or December that is very expensive. Um, and I think that's it. And I also have parts of the day to resolve personal things, like, for example, in my routine, I have some days that I can, for example, oh, I need to go to the doctor. I have some days that I can schedule the appointment to go to the doctor without asking the student, for example, to do the class other day. So for me, it's something important to have some spaces in the agenda to personal things. Also, is something that for me is important too. And I think I'm in the way of having a ideal job. I think I'm there. So, could you read the next, the question number 6 and answer to?
I can. Six, do you think your current job is helping you grow professionally? I don't have a job, and my previous job helped me because I could gain a lot of experience and as well. So yeah, I could say yes. I'm studying and improving my skills to get another job, and I do think so. Every experience is something valuable, and it's something that they can't take your experience. They can't take your knowledge. So every experience is a good experience. And what about
Oh,
you?
I agree with you. I think my current job helps me to grow professionally, and also the previous ones that I had helped me to grow up and be more responsible. And I have one question that's not here for you. And do you had the opportunity of practicing English in the previous jobs or no?
No, in my last job, I I didn't speak English properly, and this is the reason why when I got fired, I decided to focus on English, and this is the reason why I went abroad. Um, I went to, and then I decided to improve my English skills, and nowadays I'm focusing on it, and then hopefully in the next, I guess next year, I will can find a job, an English speaker job, and that can pay me in dollar. I hope so.
Yes. Oh, and it's great that you have this space here to practice it. And in the interviews, you had some that you needed to speak in English or not yet?
I had a lot of interviews that I needed to speak in English, and I received the great feedbacks about my English skills. And normally the feedbacks that I don't receive, normally they know it's about my experience. Sometimes it's not enough. Or sometimes that is another candidate better, better candidate as well. So The market is very competitive, and English is like a requirement nowadays, so it's complicated.
Yeah, yeah. But it's good that you in the interviews you have the opportunity of speaking English. I think you are doing great with your English, in
No,
my
thank you.
opinion.
We are both doing great. Yeah, sometimes because here I'm kind of chilled down and I'm not nervous, so my English flows better. But once you are nervous, and it's really complicated to talk in another language when you are nervous, when you are anxious as well, because I started mixing the Portuguese and English, and I think in Portuguese and I talk in English, but the construction is completely different. Sometimes it becomes a mess.
Yeah, sometimes there's a word that I don't remember in English, and as for example, I said here exchange, I didn't remember how it was, and you helped me. So sometimes it happens with me, like I don't remember some structures, or I need to say what I want in other way, or I just really need the word and I say it in Portuguese. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's that what happens here. Um, Great. And I will go for one more here as we still have time. How do you measure success in your career? In my case, I think having a lot of students, and also as a opportunity in the digital, having is a possibility having a course online for people learn the language with classes, not with me in the same time, like classes recorded. It's an option that you have to, like as a teacher I can have a course that sell for people, and that not my whole time with the person. I don't know if I get understood, but it's also a possibility as I work just with online classes. So I have a course actually I recorded for Spanish, um, business Spanish, as I work it using the language in the financial area, but I will change some things in this course to uh, sell better next year. Is a plan that I have. So in general, I think having students and also study a lot to be a better teacher. I think it's a way of getting a success in my career. And what about you?
Success in my career depends on your seniority. Um, as long as much senior you are, as much well paid you'll be, and but as much recognized you'll be as well. So it takes time to get there. For example, we have a lot of seniorities. You start as an intern, then you become a junior, and then planner, and then senior as well. So when once you reach the senior point, it's easy to find jobs, and the recruiters come to you as well. So it depends on your seniority, I could say. I I never thought about it because it's just flows natural when people say, "Oh, you're a junior, you're a planner, you're senior," and it's you need to work and gain experience to become a senior.
Yeah, and also I think success is a little bit relative. I don't know if this words exist, but it depends for each person. I think what is success or what is not. So I think it depends for each one. In my opinion, success for my career is that what I said, but for other teacher, it can be different. Oh, I don't want to have a lot of students. I just want to have a few, and for me, it's okay. I want to have more time with my family. I don't know. So it depends for each one, I think.
Yeah, I do
Um,
think I agree with you.
yeah. And I will go here for one more question. Do you think promotions in your company are based on merit or other factors? Now I work in that company. I give some classes in Wizard too, and my private classes. I will answer based there on what see there. I think are based on merit. Um, because if you do a good job, maybe you can become a coordinator. There is a possibility too. If you want to do this and have a good oh my God, I forgot the word. If you work and do the things right, I think it's a possibility, and base it on your own merits, not just for other factors. And the others companies I have worked, I think the same. The promotions were based on merit. And what do you think?
Um, I don't know. It depends on the company as well. There are some familiar companies, so um, I I I guess every company you can grow um, based on a merit, but there are some companies that you have a certain level, like a limit to grow. For example, in familiar companies, you don't grow as much because it's familiar, but I do think so. Based on merit is something that you grow, and if you don't grow based on merit, you are in the wrong company. I could say because
Yeah,
there is no reason why you are putting so much effort to gain skills, to gain experience, to do your job better, and don't be recognized by that. You know.
yeah. And you think you already worked in a company that the promotions were like not for merits or no?
I worked in a company that the promotions were just about like indications, for example,
Mm,
to grow based on your merit. It was really complicated, and it was my first company. It was a call center, and then I saw people that was working there for maybe 15 years, 20 years, and they didn't grow. So, how come you can stay 15 years doing the same thing every day and don't grow, don't be recognized by that? And so, it doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, yeah. Oh, thinking better, I think the company I was before. Oh, I'm worried talking about, but the company I was before, there was some people that had a lot of time of company, like I don't know. There was a person, for example, that had 8 years there and had just one promotion. I think it's is low. This because 8 years is a lot of time in the place. So she had a better opportunity and she left, but she was a little bit of comfort there, I think, about the things she was doing. But she was looking for another job because she wanted more opportunities, a better salary, and when she found she left the company. And I think it happens with other companies that doesn't give opportunities for the employees. So the companies need to be careful about it to not lose their employees, that if they want to keep them there. I think it's expensive for the company when the person go to other. So I think it's better to think about it.
Yeah, I agree with
Well,
you.
well, I think I'll go for one more here. Could you please read the question number 9?
Okay. How do you balance personal goals and career aspirations? I guess they both work together, honestly, because sometimes when we think about personal goals, it's related to our job. So in my case, I want a job that allows me to work remote in a flexible schedule. So it's like my personal goals, but as well as my career aspirations. And I want to receive the money enough to pay my bills, pay my expenses, and keep my way of living, and be able to at least um, make at least travel once a year. You know, international travel to me is the best thing I could say. And what about you? How do you balance your personal goals and career aspirations?
I try to have a time more free, as I mentioned, to relax a little bit. If because sometimes as I work from home, it's difficult sometimes to balance. Like, oh, now it's time to rest a little bit, and oh, now it's time to work. Sometimes for me it's always time to work. So sometimes it's really good working from home, but this is complicated. um, but I try to have these moments more free, as I mentioned. Also, have a time for the study, because it's important to be updated with the things. Also, I'm trying to study more about marketing and copywriting, because it's important for me to talk about my job, talk about my classes, and have more clients. So I think I balance like this, having a time with the family to watch series, those stuff, and a time to study and work. But sometimes I do not do it well. I think I need to get better. Mm. And we have here the last one. Do you believe your work environment impacts your productivity? Yes, I think sometimes when my desk is not so organized, I don't feel so productive, and also more about it. And also sometimes I feel tired of working the same place, and I go for my uh oh my God, I forgot the name. Minha sala. Do you remember? How is it? I forgot.
What is the word?
Sala de casa.
It's living room.
Oh, thank you. I need to review the
Mm.
the
It's
parts of the
okay.
house. Then sometimes I take my computer and go to the living room for working, just to change the space. And it works normally when I feel not so productive. I go there, and after I come back here, work from here, sometimes I do these changes. And what about you?
Mm, I do think so. Principal working at home, I think to be more product, productive working at home. because I'm just used to I'm working at home since the pandemic, so I'm kind of used to. In the beginning, it was complicated because I was mixing home and working, and it was being that great. But now it's set up. But also sometimes I like to go to the office to talk to friends, experience the atmosphere as well when the environment is good. I don't like going to the office when there are some people's sneaky peoples and too much pressure and too much gossip holding and going on, and I it depends on the environment, and it really impacts, I could say, because one of the reasons why Brazilian workers are feeling so stressed and anxious at work is about leadership and also the environment. Because if you don't have a great environment to your workers, how come your company will provide, will grow? And there are, I think that work environment is really important and impacts that much.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. So we answer all the questions and we have just some minutes for finishing. I wanted to know from you how it was, how was the conversation? What did you learn today? What do you think?
Well, what I realized today, it was my personal goals are really aligned, and it was great. It was great to talk to you, and you are good English speaker as well. And I like when like two or three peoples because we can discuss more and better, and also had more opportunity to talk, which is our goals here to improve our conversation as well. And it was nice to know more about you. I don't know, do you have an English immersion here? And what time is it?
It's on Mondays at 4,
Uh,
4 p.m. 4 da tarde.
okay, okay. I will take a look, and if I'm free at that time, I will book.
Okay, great, great. Thank you. I will send here my LinkedIn if you want to add me there. For us to keep the pra gente manter aí o contato também. And if you want to come to my immersion, you'll be welcome. It's on Mondays at 4 p.m., as I mentioned. So that's it for today. I would like to thank you for coming here Friday night. So for practicing English. Um, and hope you have a great weekend and hope you also to see you again in other immersions here. Sometimes I participate in other meetings just as a participant, so maybe we'll see each other sometimes too.
Yeah. Have a great evening and have a nice weekend. It was a pleasure.